Hey guys, so this is one of those videos that I'd sworn I'd made already, but apparently I haven't, because not too long ago my good friend Billy Core asked me if I would make a video of this computer. So yep, I don't know where the confusion came, but anyway, this is my Toshiba Satellite Pro 420 CDS that I got, I guess, around a year and a half ago. Yep, so it's got a 100 megahertz Pentium processor, 8 megs of RAM, and I put a 2 gig CF card in here. And I'll get into what operating system I'm running later, but as you can see up here, you got the little display panel. Looking at the front of it, you've got a volume control and headphone port, a speaker there, which is fine for what it is. It's a little release for the battery, which let me show you that. The battery is mostly dead, as you can imagine, so I just run it on AC all the time. Camera down real quick to open this. Can be a little tricky. Okay, there we go. I got the cover off, so yep, there's the battery, which again is mostly dead. But that's to be expected of a 20-year-old computer. And there's the CF adapter I've got in there with a 2 gig card. Luckily, this is one of those compartments that allow for these adapters as opposed to the, the more fancy ones that I had in the C610 where it's shaped like our hard drive. This is just your more basic and cheaper adapter, so that's nice. I always like when I can find that. I'm going to put the battery back in. Yep, and we'll continue looking at it. On the side here, you've also got the CD-ROM drive, which you can take this out and put a floppy drive in here if you want to, but I've got this little compartment here that holds the floppy drive, and it plugs in there, and you can, so that way I have tri-spindle. And if I could, I would do the opposite. I would have the floppy drive in here just to make it a little more authentic and put the CD drive in there, but that adapter only allows for a floppy drive for some reason. So I mean, it fits in there, but it isn't detected by Windows, so because I think that port is only made for floppy drives. So yep, not really a big deal though. On the back here you've got VGA, printer port, docking station port, the power, which I've got plugged in, of course, the fan, PS2 mouse and keyboard. On the side here, there was a little cover. Where is it? Hold on one second. There used to be a cover here that covered that, but unfortunately I was in the moving process. I dropped this. Not from very high or anything, but I dropped it from, I guess, like 3 or 4 feet, and it broke that off, which is really unfortunate. But I can't find it at the moment, but I do still have that cover. It just doesn't stay on there, but I can cover it temporarily if I wanted to. 2 PCMCIA ports, one of which is being used by some kind of modem card. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's a 56K cellular modem. This was not mine, of course. It was like this when I bought it, but I figured I might as well keep it in there. It isn't really hurting anything. Yep, so the way you do this is you gotta kind of fold that tab, which is kind of neat. You got the power switch there, the headphone and microphone port, and that's it for that. So let's open it up. Yep, there's a screen which is passive matrix, and before you complain that, oh, it's passive matrix, don't you hate it? It's really not actually that bad, believe it or not. I mean, I know that a lot of people think that passive matrix is automatically terrible, but really it's not. I mean, passive matrix does mean that it does have ghosting and a couple other issues, but for what it is, for being passive matrix, it's actually not bad. Sorry about that, but anyway, yeah, for being passive matrix and for its era, it's actually not bad, as you'll see in a little bit. And as you'll also see, if you play the right games on it, it's really not, Passive Matrix isn't really that big of a deal, actually. Now, I would not mind getting a 420 CDT at some point, which does give you Active Matrix. But you know what, for the time being, it's just fine. I don't mind it, actually. It's got a Pentium, as I mentioned. Energy Star compliant. So yeah, let me put this on the tripod and we'll start it up. Okay guys, I remembered to set the white balance this time. Sorry about that in the C610 video, but anyway. Let's turn it on and see what we got. Okay, let's go into the BIOS here. Okay, so we got 8192 kilobytes of RAM. We've got, doesn't show the processor speed in here, but I'm pretty sure it is 100 megahertz. Yeah, pretty boring BIOS compared to modern standards, but that's fine. Let's just boot back into Windows. MS-DOS 6.22 and Windows for Workgroups 3.11 is what I've got on here. Which again, I mean, this kind of computer would normally be made for Windows 95, but, you know, the drivers are all there and everything, so I thought, why not? Okay, there we go. Well, let's see here. It's kind of dark looking. Let's see. I don't know why it looks so dark. I don't know, because, let's see if, I don't know. Maybe adjusting the, I forgot to mention the contrast wheel, but anyway, let me see if maybe that'll fix things. Yeah, that's a little better, I guess. Still looks kind of dark, but, I don't know, maybe I'll brighten it up later on. I don't know, but, maybe it's just that that background is kind of dark. Maybe that's what's causing it, but anyway. Yep, so we got ourselves Windows for Workgroups 3.11. I'm going to show you guys what I've got on here. Got Microsoft Bob, which I don't know if I'll show off in this video, but I do want to show that off at some point. Of course, you got your main options there. I got Microsoft Office 4.3, which I could be wrong, but I believe it's the last version that was 16-bit. Before they made Office 95. Best of Entertainment Pack, which is a great example of something that's completely acceptable on a Passive Matrix screen. Got Microsoft Golf 2.0, which is another game that you can play easily on a Passive Matrix. Got your accessories here, like right. The resolution's kind of messed up, as you can see. I'm having to kind of pan it around. But unfortunately, when I go to the setup to try to change it, it asks me to insert the Windows disk, and when I do, it just gives me an error. So I can live without that, but maybe if I were to reinstall it, it would fix it, but I'm not going to fool with that because I've got it where I want it. Got the clock there. I know, so exciting, right? Yeah, I think it is just that dark background that's causing that, so again, sorry about that. It's kind of interesting. You got the audio accessories here, like a talking calculator.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
It's kind of neat, I guess. Chime, which is like a... Oh, I know, it dings at each quarter of an hour, which is kind of cool. That's already passed, but so you won't get to see that in practice, but you get the idea. Another clock for some reason. I don't know why they thought we needed two of them. Stopwatch.
2 seconds.
Talks to you again.
"23 seconds.
Yep. And then you got a couple of built-in audio clips. These are very early computing sounding. Just kind of retro. Yep, very retro sounding there. I gotta go through all these, but just to kind of show you a couple more. Yep, just kind of to test your sound card, I guess. So let's get out of that. Yep, we got networking stuff here. Got the built-in games. And Toshiba utilities, and yeah, that's about it. So, first off, let's take a look at that. Well, this whole video is basically going to be showing off videos that work fine under passive metrics. Let's start off with good old Minesweeper. Now, I know a lot of people here on the YouTube community don't know how to play this game. They just kind of click around, but let me show you guys how to play it for real if you're curious. Basically, you click on a mine to start, and the first spot you click will never have a mine on it. And you do want to kind of start out randomly, like you usually do. Well, see there, I got hit by a mine. But yeah, you want to start out that way until you've gotten most of them cleared out. Okay, like this is good. And then see, each number represents how many mines are touching it. And it could be directly touching, or it could be diagonal. So like, see how each of these say 1, so that has to be a mine. So you right click to flag it. And then the rest of it's just kind of logic. So you got to think, is this one's got to be touching that. And this one has to be touching that, which means this is not a mine. Yep. And then that one is touching it, so this one's not a mine. And let's see, so this one has to be a mine. This one's touching that, so that's not a mine. That's not a mine either. Messed up there, but you guys get the idea. So I have beat this before, several times actually. But just, and I'm not really taking my time right now because I'm kind of filming the video at the same time, but you get the idea. It's just a basic puzzle. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting game if you know how to play it. Of course, solitaire is more than doable on this kind of screen. Not going to play that right now because it takes forever, but yep. So let's take a look at, before we do Microsoft Golf, which I want to save for last, let's take a look at the Best of Entertainment pack. I'm not going to look at all these, but let's just start with Chips Challenge. It's a pretty fun game. Let's start a new game. See, it kind of pans around there. It's because of the video card, or the resolution being off, but oh well, I can't really change it, so there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so basically what you want to do is get the keys that are associated with these locks, and basically what you're trying to do is collect a lot of chips, hence the name Chips Challenge. And it starts out easy, but it gets harder as you go. Like there'll be creatures chasing you later on and stuff like that. See, there is a little bit of ghosting on this game, so this is maybe not be the best example, but it's still very playable. You would not want to play something like Skyroads, that would be a nightmare, but something like this is totally acceptable. Let's do this last level here. So this is kind of a puzzle, because what you've got to do is get these blocks here over the river. So what you want to do is well, I just messed myself up, but let's see. Yeah, I messed myself up there, but basically, yeah, you want to... I messed myself up again. Let's see if we can do this right this time. There we go. Now we've cleared the pass, so now we can go... See, am I in the... No, I'm not. Okay. Now, we can pass, and see there are these creatures here that you want to try to avoid. You can see where Skyroads would be not good on this kind of screen. Yep, so that's it for that. I just kind of wanted to show you guys that real quick. Let's officially close out of it. Okay, so let's try Jazz Ball, which is one of my favorites. Basically what you have to do, if you didn't see my my other video I made of this, you basically want to try to trap these into as small a space as you can. Yep, so there's that, and how much you have to trap it depends on the level. So you don't want to get hit. It was the 402 CD video that I did this, by the way. I just remembered. Yep. See, it makes me maybe do it a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Doing a little better than I usually do. Well, I got hit there, but once you get them separated, it's actually really easy, but the hard part is getting them separated in the first place, like right here. Oh, wait, no, there we go, I got it. Oh. Okay, there we go. So that's enough of that. Can get really difficult, actually. So, there's good old free cell. Okay. We'll end off by showing Tetris, which is another game that is more than doable on a passive matrix display. Let me adjust this window because again the resolution has issues, so if anyone knows how I can make changes without having to go through Windows setup, let me know, but as far as I know, you have to, just like in modern Windows, you have to go through the, well, nowadays it'd be the control panel, but back then it was called Windows Setup, and it makes you insert your CD, so, which I have, of course, but I don't know, I don't know how to explain it any more than that, but maybe you guys can help me out. Anyway, start a new game here. Yep, even the ghosting is not that visible in this game, so this is definitely the game to play in passive matrix. I'm not doing too well because I'm not used to how fast these fall, but yep, as you can see, it's more than playable. Yep, good old Tetris. I like the keyboard on this laptop too. I didn't really show that into much detail, but it's a pretty nice keyboard laptop. Yep, so you got a passive matrix display. I'd say the two best games, I mean there are many games that are easy to play, but I'd say the two best are probably games like this that are slow paced, and also point and click games like the Humongous games. I don't have any of those on there at the moment, but those work well as well. See if we can, how well we can do. We're making our way back down. Slowly but surely. Meant to put that the other way. We messed ourselves up, but oh well, that's fine. Okay. You know what? I might as well go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about with the resolution here. So if you go to main Windows Setup and try to change the Yep, try to change the... Let's say we try to change it to that. Just as an example. And let me pull up my CD here. I think it's because I'm trying to do this from a CD. And it expects me to have a floppy disk in there. Well, see, now it's not even... See, now it's saying MS-DOS error, so... Now it's not even asking for the CD like it was before, so... I don't know what's going on with that. Again, it could just be something that happened when I installed it, but you know what? I've got it set up how I want it, so I really don't want to fool with that. Whoa, the camera got messed up. I don't know how long it's been like that. I apologize. Okay. Yep. So, there's Microsoft Word 4.3, or it's Word version 6. Because Microsoft Word predates the entire Office suite, so that's why. I think in Office 95 they finally streamlined them, made them all the same, but for the time being it was ahead of its counterparts. So yep. There's that. And finally I'll show off Microsoft Golf. Okay, let's just do a quick start. This works just like the later games, but just it's a little more primitive, of course. So you hold it down, let go, and then click again. I didn't do very well there, but you get the idea.
That'll play.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not that bad. If you guys have seen me play this game before, you'll know that I'm not the best at it just because I'm kind of rusty, but when I was a kid I used to play this game all the time. Yep, so you can see that the ghosting is little to no issue on this game. I keep releasing too early is what's happening.
It's in the rough.
Well, let's do a mulligan on that one.
It's in the rough.
Yeah, let's try that once more. I know it's cheating, but oh well. Well, it's good as it's gonna get.
Oh, it's in the deep stuff.
Well, it's not too bad, I guess. I thought it was worse. Oh, not bad at all. Now here's my least favorite part of it, putting. Way too hard. Let's do a mulligan on that one. It broke a little to the right, so let's aim to the left this time. Why can I never get that right? I'm terrible at putting on this game. As you can see, those other shots weren't as bad as I thought, but this I'm just doing terrible at. See, like, what is that? That is awful. But you know what? I have fun playing this game, so that's all that matters, I guess. And I know it's hard to believe by watching this, but I used to be much better at this game when I was a kid. I've been out of practice of it, so. Well, this was a little better. So you kind of get the feel for it after a while.
That'll play.
So I bet if I did play this for a full 18 holes, I'm not going to, but if I did, I'd probably start to get really good at it. See, I got it right on target there, so. That is a long putt. I see golf has detected you may have trouble with your swing. No. Just a matter of practice makes perfect, really. What the heck was that? There we go. You know what? No, I'm not going to take a lesson, and I'm going to end for now. I mean, I'm getting better, but you know what? This game is kind of overstayed its welcome, so let's just get out of here for now. But, you know, it's just, I was getting better. It just matter of practice makes perfect. But anyway, yeah, so overall, this is a nice little laptop for what it is. I would like to come across a similar era, maybe a little older Toshiba satellite at some point that's preferably past the matrix and maybe, like I said, slightly older, so it's a little more appropriate for Windows 3.1. But you know what? For now, this is a really nice little machine. It does what I need it to, and of course I don't use it as much as my 402 CD anyway, so when it comes to Windows 3.1. So, but yeah, it's a nice little machine for what it is. Well, I almost forgot to give you guys a mini test. That's not good, so let's do that now. Yep, good old classic MIDI sound. Yep, love the way MIDI sound on these old laptops, but yep. So there you go. So again, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.